Hey everyone, Grobs again with another video for you all. So everyone's been asking what's happened with the Poison BV. Have I changed anything? Have I min-maxed it? What's been happening? The forum guide's blowing up, so I appreciate the support, guys. That's been the most popular video I've uploaded as well. So here's the update on the Poison BV. Now, if you're new here, I try and make guides as quick as possible. I'm a pretty laid back guy. I do try to explain it pretty well, but you can always throw questions in the comments or on the forum guides or on the stream if you want to come by. But I'd appreciate if you click that sub button, click the follow button on the Twitch, and yeah, I guess I'll show you guys a bit of gameplay. So pretty much I've been throwing any T16s at it. The only map mods I won't run is Fizz Reflect because you have to go super slow, and I don't want to go super slow. There have been people that have cleared Awakened level 8 Cirrus on this build. I'm not really much of a bosser, so I've only done, I think, 7 or 6 pretty comfortably. So let me just show you a bit of gameplay. It's very fast. I've enjoyed it a lot. If you play relatively smart, I didn't die between the levels 90 and 92 the other night just to test and see how decent the survivability is. But then what happens for me is I like to rush stuff and I run into packs that I shouldn't, and I run map mods I shouldn't. But that's what I like to do. I like to not play safe. I like to just run in and, oh, he's in the other corner, boys. That's awkward. So pretty much once you've built up a bit of poison on him, it's fairly straightforward. Obviously we have to wait for these phases, which is fun. I don't want to run the whole map, but I do want to show you guys a single target, so I'm going to try and make the Metamorph as juicy as possible, just so you guys can see that the single target is very good, even though I've dropped a bit of damage for a bit of survivability. As you can see, we phased the boss pretty comfortably. Who else loves phased bosses, huh? I do. It's my favorite. Can I have some flash charges, please, sir? Thank you. So one of the biggest differences I have made is within the Pantheon is taking the nodes that make sure we always have life flask charges up. That has made a massive difference to our survivability. Oh, boys. I couldn't have chosen a worse map to run. But you're just going to have to deal with it, boys. You want to see the single target on a Metamorph? You're just going to have to deal with it. It's alright, we're not far off. We're not far off. We're not far off. Okay. We got his part. Let's just keep running the map. I just want to show you guys. I want to juice him up first. Obviously the Asenath's explosions are pretty nice, but I've also got an explodey chest on now, so that just helps to clear a bit more when there's really high tier mob life. Don't really have to touch a mob more than half a second or so. Alright, this might do. I don't want to take too much of your time, guys. I want to show you how to make the build work, not me clearing stuff. How much do we have? Let's check. Let's check how much we have here. Not enough for my liking. I want to juice it up, show you guys the... So even with our movement speed, you don't have to Whirling Blade around if you just want to run. The only reason I Whirling Blade is because it has Fortify on it. Just helps us stay a little bit more survivable on tankier content. Let's just get the rest of these parts. Okay. I know that's not fully cleared, but let's see. Okay, there we go. So let's show you what we do. What's hitting me? So pretty much all we do still is put our 2 totems up, drop Plague Bearer, flasks, and stand on the boss with Val BV for half a second, and now I won't even have to touch him again. He'll just bleed to death. I mean, poison to death. That's pretty much how safe it is on big, juicy, thick Metamorphs. There's not much to do. Like I said, you drop your totems, you drop Plague Bearer, you drop your Val BV, and you run away. That's pretty much it. Okay, I want to go to town. I want to go back to Hideout. I want to show you guys how to build it now that I've wasted all that time running a full map. Enjoy that. Okay, so what we've changed. Obviously, there's the forum guide. If you guys want to see how it used to be, it's busy changing, and so is the POB. I ended up dropping the +5 Skin of the Loyal for something with a bit of life. Now, this chest has the explode line. That's not necessary. I just wanted it because I had a lot of extra currency. The one that's important here is the additional curse, because what that allows us to do is that allows us to grab corruption as an allocation on our amulet. So we don't have to grab Whispers of Doom anymore, and this node is freaking huge for damage, which is nice when we're grabbing more survivability. As you can see, the tree's changed a bit, so we no longer come down here to grab this life, this damage wheel, and we save about 7 points traveling. Instead, I've grabbed dual socket with life and resists and chaos damage multiplier. Same here. In a few levels, I could grab this one. I'm 92, so I mean at 95 you could get another one. I got another one here. We filled in this life wheel here. Fully filled in the Scion life wheel, and then we've actually used a Thread of Hope with a very large radius, which is the one you want. And when you're buying one of these, try get -10 to all elemental resistances, not worse than that. And this allows us to grab Heart of Oak, which is good regen, good life. It allows us to grab Swift Venoms and the one next to it for poison damage over time multi without having to travel there. It allows us to grab Hunter's Gambit, which is massive. Because the rest of them you have to normally grab to get here, and they're all bow nodes, so they don't help us that much. And it allows us to grab Revenge of the Hunted. Now, I've spec'd into these three just because I don't have another good jewel to put here, but I recommend just grabbing that one, putting a nice 7% jewel in with some chaos over time or whatever you actually need. So that's helped a lot. So we've saved a lot of points, grabbed a lot more life. As you can see, I'm sitting at 5.1k, which is, I wouldn't say it's tanky, but I would say it's much better than the 3.8k I was running around with previously on this build. I'm still only running one with damage over time just to show people that it's unnecessary, because a lot of people said, oh, I can't afford to get the 4x corruption on these daggers. You don't need it. It's nice. It's about a 10% damage increase overall. I just buy lots of them and corrupt them myself. They're like between 5 and 9 chaos each uncorrupted, but that's it. That's the last thing you should be doing. We're still wearing a Devouring Diadem. It's just too good for multiple reasons. The Eldritch Battery is just too nice to not have to worry about mana. I've now just got a big life ring here, which you can upgrade and replace with something that has poison damage over time multi, or poison damage applies quicker. I've got some Tailwind boots now. Once again, completely unnecessary. I just wanted to be super fast and start min-maxing the build a little bit. But the poison you inflict deal damage faster is a very nice mod to have. I've just got big resistance and decent life here. I wanted the dual socket for resists and life because I wanted to go for more damage on my gear and have resists other places. We're still wearing a Circle of Nostalgia. That hasn't changed. Same flasks, bleeding, fast boy, and curse removal. That's pretty much it. Other than that, guys, for Pantheon, so this is one of the big things that helped a lot when I did start doing. I did do a few bosses. I ran the Synthesis Cortex, whatever his name is, Synthesis boss. Got a Bottled Faith from him in T16 maps. So this build can definitely do bossing. I just don't like bossing, so don't let that deter you. There's a lot of people running Serious level 8 on this build right now. They'll post some videos for me if I ask them to. But the biggest change I made was grabbing Soul of Raslatha so that we always have Life Flask up. That's just massive. When we can't hit something in Leech, it's nice to have. Other than that, I'm running Soul of Lunaris. I should be upgrading these things, but once again, I just want to go through maps fast. I'm not here to do any stupid endgame stuffs, which some people might want to, but I think this will be the best one. So currently on the build with our... I've also changed putting Withering Step on the cast from damage taken. And for those of you that don't know how this works, as an assassin, whenever we... Where's the node? I just want to show you guys. Whenever we crit, we have a 50% chance to gain Elusive. Now, Elusive makes us have a lot more attack speed, movement speed, and it gives us a lot of spell dodge and attack dodge, which is pretty much what our base builds itself around. But what happens is when it expires, you cannot gain Elusive for a certain amount of time. What this does is gives us Elusive. So, for example, I'll go into a map, I'll crit, I'll have Elusive, and I'll start dropping down the how strong it is. I'll take damage, this will cast, I'll have Elusive, but what this does is it overrides that cooldown. So pretty much we always have Elusive up, which is very nice, which means we're at 75% attack dodge and 72% spell dodge. Alongside that, with a Quartz Flask, with a phasing, we are at like 64% evade chance. So between evade and dodge, it's pretty good. And then the Immortal Call saves us sometimes a little bit when we take a few big chunks. Like I said, between 90 and 92, I was sitting at 180 mil an hour in T16 alked maps without checking the mods except for Fizz Reflect. Didn't die. But yeah, guys, once again, the build is pretty strong. I'm enjoying it. I think it's one of the best builds I've ever played overall, speed-wise and boss-wise. Now, a lot of people have asked, how do I level it? It really sucks. It's not fun to level. In my opinion, Blade Vortex is one of the easiest things in the game to level. I just wouldn't level at the start as poisons. So until you get Noxious Strikes and maybe even Toxic Delivery, I wouldn't level as a poison based. I'd still level with Blade Vortex if you wanted to, but I would use 2 Axiom Perpetums, which just give us bulk spell damage and crit. And I would just level as elemental based. So just run like a few Heralds, run 2 of these, and you pretty much cruise through the game. But yeah, guys, once again, I really appreciate you all watching. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate all the support. It's been unreal. Hopefully I can make some more cool builds for you guys. Click that sub button. Come say hi on Twitch. Follow it. Rob's out. Peace, guys.